Founded with a mission to broaden public awareness on the importance of global health, while honoring the men and women who dedicate their lives to improving the health and well-being of the world's most vulnerable. The Virchow Prize is the first international and prestigious award which covers the wide spectrum of global health engagement, upholding the legacy of Rudolf Virchow. Join the global health community, distinguished guests, and keynote speakers for a special ceremony in Berlin, recognizing the Virchow Prize laureates, celebrating their dedication towards achieving health for all and the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals.
Good morning and welcome to this special announcement of the Virchow Prize 2025. My name is Victoria Grandsoult. I'm the Managing Director of the Virchow Foundation. And on behalf of our Secretariat, as well as our supporters and friends of the Virchow Foundation, it is truly an honor to welcome you all here in Berlin and also to those joining us virtually from around the world. At the heart of the Virchow Foundation's work is the Virchow Prize, granted annually by the Virchow Foundation. This prize honors outstanding contributions that reflect Rudolf Virchow's understanding of health as deeply connected to social, economic, and political determinants, as enshrined by the United Nations 2030 Agenda. Today, we are here to announce those whose achievements exemplify the values and visions which guide the Virchow Prize. It is now my privilege to hand over to Professor Dr. Christoph Markschies, who is the co-founder and president of the Virchow Foundation and president of the Berlin-Brandenburg Academy of Sciences and Humanities.
Thank you, Victoria. Good morning, everyone, both to those gathered here with us in Berlin and to all who are joining virtually from across the world. It is a great pleasure to welcome you to this special occasion, made all the more meaningful by the presence of my esteemed colleagues and fellow co-founders of the Virchow Foundation, Detlev Ganten and Roland Göhde, who join me here today. Today, it's our privilege to announce the Virchow Prize 2025 laureates, exceptional leaders whose work embodies the very ideals we uphold. Before we reveal this year's laureates, kindly allow me to briefly reflect on why the Virchow Prize matters so profoundly in today's world. The Virchow Prize celebrates transformative contributions that mirror Rudolf Virchow's conviction that medicine is fundamentally anchored in social science. The prize honors those who operationalize this vision by recognizing exceptional leadership that challenges injustice and fosters structural change. We are now just 5 years away from the United Nations goal to achieve the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development, an integrative blueprint for such transformation. This agenda recognizes health as a unifying thread across all 17 Sustainable Development Goals and as predestined lever towards social justice, equality, and planetary stewardship. As we confront escalating health disparities, environmental degradation, and multiple interconnected global fragilities, from pandemics, conflicts, and forced migration to food insecurity and climate change, the need for multilateralism and solidarity across regions becomes ever more urgent. These complex challenges reveal the limits of siloed solutions and underscore the need for inclusive governance frameworks. Advancing health for all, particularly for the most vulnerable, demands not only biomedical innovation, but also socio-political courage and dedicated policymaking with health in all politics that engages with lived realities. In this context, the Virchow Prize serves as a unique stage, and Virchow Prize laureates are important champions for multilateralism. Through the awarding of this prize, we seek to elevate models of cooperation that address root causes of inequity and protect planetary and human health. Now, it's my great honor to announce this year's laureates of the Virchow Prize as selected by the independent Virchow Prize Committee, chaired by Ole Petter Ottersen, former president of Karolinska Institute. The Virchow Prize 2025 is bestowed in equal parts upon Karisha Abdool Karim and Zulfiqar A. Bhutta for their pioneering, lifelong leadership in advancing maternal, newborn, and child health equity through community-centered, evidence-based research. Though their paths are distinct, both laureates have helped redefine the global health architecture by focusing on those historically excluded from mainstream health systems and scientific discourse. Both laureates epitomize Virchow's tradition of integrating scientific rigor with social consciousness, advancing practices in global health that are empirically grounded, equity-driven, and politically transformative. With that, it's my pleasure to hand over to my colleague, Roland Göhde, to introduce Karisha Abdool Karim.
Yeah, thank you, dear Christoph, and warm greetings to you all. It's my honor and privilege now to introduce Virchow Prize Laureate 2025, Karisha Abdool Karim. Karisha Abdool Karim is a globally recognized clinical epidemiologist and health leader whose groundbreaking research revolutionized our understanding of HIV prevention in women with profound implications for maternal and adolescent health. As Associate Scientific Director of the Center for the AIDS Program of Research in South Africa, CAPRISA, she led the landmark CAPRISA 004 trial from 2007 to 2010. The trial tested a gel containing the antiretroviral drug tenofovir, designed for women to use in order to protect themselves against HIV infection. It provided the first proof that antiretroviral drugs could prevent male-to-female transmission of HIV. Featured in the 2010 Science article, the CAPRISA 004 trial marked a groundbreaking breakthrough that was recognized by the Science Journal as one of the top discoveries of that year, laying the foundation for female-controlled HIV prevention methods. This empowered adolescent girls and young women to take control of their own health and advance gender equity in healthcare. Earlier in her career, Abdool Karim conducted pivotal population-based surveys in South Africa that revealed young women acquire HIV infection at younger ages and much higher rates than their male peers, exposing a critical prevention gap rooted in gender power imbalances. Through extensive socio-epidemiological studies across diverse settings, she deepened understanding of these disparities and was inspired to develop women-initiated prevention technologies as a crucial step toward addressing the epidemic's root causes. Her subsequent research across sub-Saharan Africa confirmed that this age-sex difference is a defining and unique driver of the region's HIV epidemic. Nearly 25 years later, advances in genetic analysis techniques validated her early epidemiological findings by demonstrating the transmission dynamics underlying this age-sex disparity. These insights are part of a far-reaching body of work. Abdool Karim's remarkable publication record includes over 300 peer-reviewed articles and co-editorship of the Oxford Textbook of Global Public Health, demonstrating her intellectual leadership bridging empirical science, policy, and advocacy. Beyond scientific contributions, she has transformed research capacity across Africa, mentoring more than 600 scientists, especially women, through programs like the Columbia University Southern African Fogarty AIDS International Training and Research Program. Her work continues to shape national and global HIV prevention strategies, particularly for adolescent girls and young women, a group at the intersection of gender inequality, poverty, and health vulnerability. Her many awards include the John Dirks Canada Gardner Global Health Award in 2020, the L'Oréal UNESCO Women in Science Award in 2014, and this year she was elected to the prestigious Fellowship of the Royal Society. True to Virchow's vision, Karisha Abdool Karim's work integrates biology with social determinants, highlighting how empowerment and prevention must go hand in hand to curb epidemics and sustain health gains. Her lifelong dedication to improving women's and children's health makes her a deeply deserving recipient of the Virchow Prize. Dear Detlev, it's my pleasure now to invite you to introduce to whom the Virchow Prize 2025 is being jointly bestowed upon.
Thank you very much, Roland. Ladies and gentlemen, it's now my great pleasure and honor to introduce Zulfiqar Bhutta, one of the two Virchow Prize 2025 laureates. Zulfiqar Bhutta is a globally acclaimed pediatrician, epidemiologist, and public health scientist whose pioneering research has transformed our view on maternal, newborn, and child health, saving millions of lives worldwide. He is the founding director of the Institute for Global Health and Development of Aga Khan University in Karachi, Pakistan, and he is co-director of the Sikh Kids Center for Global Child Health in Toronto, Canada. His fantastic achievements span from community-based primary care models to large-scale randomized trials, and importantly, to the practical implementation of his research deeply embedded in vulnerable communities, especially mothers and children. His work has demonstrated the effectiveness and empowering community health workers and nutrition program during the critical first 1,000 days of life of children and their mothers. In one of his landmark trials in rural Pakistan, Bhutta and his team showed that training community health workers and birth attendants to deliver essential maternal and newborn care could significantly reduce stillbirth and newborn deaths. His study showed how empowering communities with simple, evidence-based interventions can transform survival in the most vulnerable settings. Zulfiqar Bhutta and his research have been essential for the World Health Organization guidelines and for national policies, especially across South Asia, Sub-Saharan Africa, and for humanitarian settings advancing strategies to reduce maternal and child mortality. One of the most influential analyses of Zulfiqar Bhutta, published in The Lancet, showed that scaling up proven maternal and newborn interventions in 75 high-burden countries could prevent nearly 2 million newborn deaths, over 800,000 stillbirths, and more than 150,000 maternal deaths each year. All of this could be achieved by improving the quality of care during pregnancy, childbirth, and the postnatal period at a cost of just $1 per person. This work powerfully quantified both the urgency and the feasibility of closing global gaps in maternal and newborn health. Zulfiqar Bhutta has authored over 1,400 scientific publications and led the Lancet series of maternal and child undernutrition. Zulfiqar Bhutta's leadership extends to many organizations such as WHO, the United Nations Children's Fund, and the Partnership for Maternal, Newborn and Child Health, as well as the International Pediatric Association. His numerous awards include the John Dirks Canada Gardner Global Health Award in 2022, the Roux Prize in 2021, the Rosen van Rosenstein Award in 2025, and the International Pediatric Association Lifetime Achievement Award in 2025, alongside with medals of excellence from Pakistan for his exceptional contributions to the country's public health system. Additionally, Zulfiqar Bhutta was made an Officer of the Order of Canada in December 2024 in recognition of his contributions to global maternal and child health policy. In summary, Zulfiqar Bhutta's visionary leadership and his lifelong commitment to health equity make him a truly deserving recipient of the Virchow Prize 2025. Christoph, it's your turn again.
Thank you, Detlev. Thank you, Roland. Karisha Abdool Karim and Zulfiqar Bhutta share a profound commitment to health equity, grounded in rigorous science and genuine community partnership. They have reshaped global health policies and practice paying a special tribute to a fundament of dignity, agency, and health of women and children, especially those in underserved communities. Their work exemplifies the enduring power of Virchow's vision, science that serves justice, and health advances that are inclusive, co-created, and transformative. On behalf of the Virchow Prize Committee and as president of the Virchow Foundation, it's my honor to warmly congratulate Karisha Abdool Karim and Zulfiqar Bhutta as the 2025 laureates of the Virchow Prize. Dear Karisha and dear Zulfiqar, if I may, please accept our heartfelt congratulations. At the same time, for their outstanding selection of the prize winners, we would like to express our deepest appreciation and gratitude to the distinguished members of the Independent Virchow Prize Committee, who are renewed for their leading expertise while showing geographical diversity. Before we close, I hand over again to Roland for some practical announcements.
Thank you, dear Christoph, and cordial congratulations again to our truly exceptional, outstanding laureates. Now a few important notes. The Virchow Prize ceremony will take place on October 11, celebrating our laureates, at the same time continuing to underscore SDG 3, Sustainable Development Goal 3, good health and well-being, as for every individual, as well as for society as a whole, intuitively comprehensible and thus predestined starting point, compass and proof of effectiveness for the entirety of all 17 SDGs, while recognizing and strengthening commitment to global health as one of the core elements of multilateral policy for humanistic, peace-oriented cooperation aligned with the humanitarian goals of the United Nations. As in previous years, we will convene the festive celebration of the Virchow Prize laureates at Rotes Rathaus, Berlin City Hall, and we would like to express our cordial gratitude to the governing mayor of Berlin, Kai Wegner, for graciously hosting the award ceremony. Governing Mayor Wegner has been a steadfast supporter of the Virchow Foundation and the establishment of Berlin as an international health city, recently assuming the role of the High Patron of the Virchow Foundation. This Virchow Prize 2025 ceremony is held one day before the opening of the World Health Summit, continuing our collaborative tradition of convening decision makers and health experts for an impactful week of multilateral dialogue. We warmly invite everyone to join, either in person or via live stream, to celebrate the remarkable achievements of Karisha Abdool Karim and Zulfiqar Bhutta. Now I'm very pleased to hand over to Detlev for the closing remarks. Dear Detlev.
Thank you very much, Roland. And it's a great pleasure, ladies and gentlemen, to conclude first by thanking Christoph and Roland for participating in this series, and of course Victoria. And thanking Christoph, the Academy of Sciences and Humanities of Berlin-Brandenburg, for helping us and having the announcement here in the wonderful building of the Academy. I also want to extend my gratitude to the global health community for your steadfast partnership, and also to the independent Virchow Prize Committee, as was mentioned already, the Board of Trustees and the International Council of the Virchow Foundation, as well as the entire team of the Virchow Foundation for making this announcement and today possible. What Karisha Abdool Karim and Zulfiqar Bhutta remind us, ladies and gentlemen, of is that simple but powerful progress happens when science listens to communities and to the needs of the people, when leadership is shared, and when policymakers listen to academia and science, as well as to the communities and society at large, when we all collectively align well on the SDG 17 partnership for the goals, and when we meet complexity with humility, while addressing such complex topics as health, with outstanding engagement across sectors and across disciplines. Ladies and gentlemen, the United Nations 2030 Agenda of Sustainable Development Goals continues to be our compass and brightly shining beacon, and health, as Rudolf Virchow taught us, is foundational to sustainable development, touching every life and linking every sustainable development goal. The challenges we face are vast, but optimism is a duty. So let's take this energy forward, not just into the award ceremony in October, but into our daily work, our partnerships, and the personal decisions we make when we are alone and no one is watching. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, and we are looking forward to seeing you in Berlin for the Virchow lectures by Karisha Abdool Karim and Zulfiqar Bhutta on Friday, October 10, and the Virchow Prize ceremony at Berlin City Hall on Saturday, October 11. Thank you very much.